Hello and welcome back. Now, as we said from the previous lecture, if you save and generate here in the report an Excel file, then an Excel file like this in this format can pop out, and this is how all the companies and all the studies used to export the results. So here you can find the input data of every bus, of the transformer, everything that we have selected here can be easily exported and can be easily viewed on this load flow report, which is the load flow design.lf1s. So everything is detailed here, and it can be used for a report or when you have to make a study when you are in the middle of project or something. So now, and in the second lecture of the load flow, we would like to see now not only the technical view of the ETAP on how to perform a load flow, because of course you can learn easily the buttons, but I want to show you now how to perform a small analysis here and to see what we can get from this load flow analysis. So first of all, we see those percentages here, and in the right, make sure that you use the unit. So if we click here, you say that the toggle unit show or no. By just clicking, you you now show the units here, and this means that we can show the unit in every area or bus bar here that we want. So here you have the conversion of the unit from the low unit 1 to volt and kilowatt to the kVA, kilovolt, ampere, into, you can see now here the currents, and you can make some calculation to say that okay, my generator is generating 2 megawatts at the voltage of 0.4, so you can calculate your current and to see. And my favorite one is to say the kilowatt and the kilovolt ampere reactive, and here you can see that how much is the bus bar level of voltage shown. So here you go in the percentage, or it can show here in the kilovolt one. So if we check here, for example, if we go to the pencil here and we check, we see that it's 33, and if we go to the load flow and recalculate again, we'll see that it's 29.82, or in percentage or in volt here is like almost 10% less. So if we go to the alerts here, as we saw, we can see that every bus bar here is under voltage, which means that they need a little bit reactive power for the voltage to be increased and to supply. So what can we analyze here? As we see here from the unit show, is that we are injecting 10,000 kilovolt or kilowatt or 10 megawatts to the grid, and the grid is acting as swing. So here is made all the calculation, and if we do, for example, we take the calculator here and we do some just minor simplification, we can see that from the 10,000 here minus at least 4,000, that is our load, it's almost 6,000, and minus 5,929, it means that at least here, so it's like 6,000 minus 5,929, we see that there are some losses that goes for the covering of the losses of the transformer. But what can we do to change those parameters here? So if we go and check, for example, we can see that the transformer is 10 megawatts, and if we change it, for example, to 5 to be, or 4.5, everything will change here, and the impedance, we can go to typical, they will change immediately. And remember the trick that we learned, that we can adapt every parameter here based on the power. And if we perform again the PQ, we can see now that we'll have also here an under voltage. So we need to increase also a little bit and to change. For example, the generator here is injecting 10, but we have a 45 megawatts let's say power, so we can change it here again, and we can put it to 11, and the impedances we go also high. We can change it here to 10, and I will change with a, and here we click OK again, and we also change the ratio of the transformer, so it can be at least 15. So we are just summing up here the generator and the load, and it can go to 15. And to see what is happening, so also we go for 12 here just to reduce a little bit, and we click OK, and we perform a load flow again. So we see now that it is even more under voltage. So if we go here and decrease, for example, the load and change not only the 5 megawatt, but we will require some 3, for example, reactive power, and you see that also the parameters of the load change, because if you have here, if you have a power factor of 3 by 5, it's almost 0.6 here, and if we change it here, it means that this is the efficiency in percentage. So we just click OK, and we perform another load flow, and we see that it's going even lower. So now maybe we need to increase a little bit the generator here, and we go to generator and see what is the rating now. And with this efficiency and with this kilovolt, we also want to check the bus bar here, so it's 0.6. And what happens if we change here? The initial will be 0%. So also the generator is under loaded. So what can we see also here, the grid? So another thing that you can try for the type of the grid that you want to use during a load flow is that we can do a voltage control. So let's say that the grid will act as a voltage control, and let's go to the rating to see how much. So the design is we are not going to touch for now, and we are going to just click voltage control. Let's click OK and perform a load flow to see what is going to happen here. So again, it's acting like a swing, and imagine that if we use this generator as a swing here, we will see that all the flows and all the fluxes of the active and reactive power will be redirected here. So we'll change it again, and we see now that we have an increase of the voltage here. Why? Because everything that the grid is injecting, and the grid is doing not a swing now, so it's not doing any calculation, so everything is isolated into this part here. So you see that now the generator it's requiring to inject at least 3.2 mega voltage ampere reactive of reactive power. This has increased the loading, and if we check here for the alert view, we'll see that we have less buses here. So you see we have less bus bars at the under voltage, and we have only the transformer 4, which is overloaded. So we can go to click here again, and we'll go for rating, and we'll change it to 5 to see what is going to happen, and the impedance will go again, and let's click a load flow. So we go again, and the transformer T4 is overloaded again, so we can again double the size. So this is what you can play, for example, with the load flow in ETAP, and now we see that we don't have any more overvoltage transformer, but we have to reduce a little bit because we have an overvoltage here and we have some undervoltage here. So let's see what happens if we just go from to reduce a little bit at the losses here by going to 8, and we'll go for the P and Q again, and at least we need to lower a little bit here the megavolts, so we are not just playing and to show you what it can do for an analysis or if you have a project. So now if we go to the alert view, we have only busbar now. So step by step we are reducing the the over voltage and the under voltages, and we are making a diagram worthy for a project, or we are minimizing the losses and the over voltages. So what can we do here in case that we have let's say an over voltage? All we need to do here is that maybe we need to inject here a reactor, or we can go swing here and to check, for example. So now that we have that, you see that some of the fluxes are being redirected to the grid, and some of the calculations are being made at the generator. So they are both being used as calculation points. And if we check now, we have increased again here. So we are going to do again a voltage control, perform PQ again, and what we are going to do. So in any case, you can insert a reactor here on a capacitor, but maybe in the practice this will not be an ideal solution, because everyone can say that a reactor will cost something, or a capacitor. But just for the sake of example, we are going to increase a little bit the short circuit ratio, or for example, we are going to put 300 and to change that to 10, for example. And we want to see also the transformer here, how much they are, the ratings and the impedance. So let's go for a 0.1 R to X or 10x to R ratio, and we see what is happening. So still we have the problem here, and this is only used for the short circuit. So we will go now to insert capacitor at least, or an impedance, something that to attract this reactive power. So we can rotate here and we connect. So this is how they do also in practice the reduction of the high voltage. So let's click and see how we can edit the reactor. And if we go directly to the ratings, we aim always for the how many banks. So we go for one bank, and let's say we'll go for 10 megawatt, and this will be at least 2.6 microfarad. So let's see what's happening here. If you go to PQ again, and we see that we needed to insert in another let's say direction, so it will be minus 10. Okay, and maybe we need to insert an inductor here because it's not accepting that. So all we need to do, we need to go to the edit mode again. So we see that with the capacitor we are increasing, and we need to set a load. Maybe we can set a load here. Also we can use a load. We are just playing to see what we can use as a reactor. So always we need a reactor to reduce the voltage. And for example, if you go to the loading, it will be, for example, minus 10. And let's click OK and perform the load flow. So this is acting like a shunt, if we can use the word shunt. And again, we will need to insert an inductor here from the. So this is the cable, and transmission line or reactor current limiter between. So let's dive in, and also we can use a lamp load, a synchronous machine, or a compensator. It will also be a solution, a static var compensator. It depends on what your project requires, or and this is what we have, an inductive here at least 10, let's say megavar. We are just going, and it will see that no capacitive here. So let's go for a PQ now. And it doesn't converge because maybe we have inserted a wrong, let's say, rating. But we also can use here the transformer to change the parameters. So if we increase, for example, we go to 20 and we change the impedance and we perform load flow, we can see that we can also change that and to use the external grid as a reactive power control. Also we can use here the swinger again. And we see now that it's increasing and it's going to the 100. So we have just a low voltage busbar here into lower, and what we can do is that we can increase a little bit the loading up to 3 and to see what's happening. Okay, so we are going for a 1 megavolt ampere reactive. Okay, so we are increasing here, and this is how we play in ETAP to lower or to reduce, and what are some of the let's say the type of calculation. This was more to show the type of calculation that you can do with the external grid here. So thank you very much, and see you to the next lecture of short circuit, which is one of the most strongest points of ETAP, and also one of the most important module when we perform studies with ETAP. Thank you.